Got no cards.
Oh, Benjamin. Brooklyn, Benny B, Bernard, Ben. I can't believe you finally did it. You are a married man. I am so happy for you today. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tommy Fry, and I am one of Ben's best men tonight. I want to first thank Mr. and Mrs. Berglund and Mr. and Mrs. Rasmussen for raising two fabulous people. I want to thank you guys. As one of Ben's best men, I feel that it's appropriate to give you a little background on my childhood friend. Ben and I have known each other since grade school, kindergarten. We have been through a lot, from sports, to Boy Scouts, messing around with cars, tearing around the neighborhood, aka Applewood No Kites, on our go-peds, college spring break trips, trips to the Ozarks, and the list goes on. Even though we went to different high schools, different colleges, we still stuck together and still hung out. I could go on all day with all kinds of stories about Ben. Ben and I have had our moments of life lessons, close calls. One of them was when we were in the Boy Scouts. It was one camp out, and there was a pop machine. This one pop machine, you put $1 in, get your pop, and $1 comes back out. What do you think we did? Ben and a couple of Boy Scouts emptied that pop machine clean, except for the water. That was one bad morning with Amanda crying. Another little moment that Benjamin and I have had would be being chased by the cops in the neighborhood on a little go-peds. Once or twice. Another time, we've took a little trip to South Padre, and we hitchhiked the rest of the way. Instead of taking the Greyhound bus, we hitchhiked from this guy, and with 3 teeth. And Ben and I looked at each other like, really want to do this? I'm like, heck, why not? So Ben's like, we're on vacation. So Ben's got a pen. He's like, just in case, I got a pen. I'm like, all right. And from times we've gone to Vegas and we've gambled until the sunrise. I remember one day we at my graduation party we went to our friend Kevin's house and yeah, cocktails at Kev's. And we stayed up a little too late, and Kevin finally called it quits at about 9:30 in the morning. And Ben and I, we walked home on Mother's Day, and it was very hot outside, and we were seen by a few neighborhood mothers that we were carrying a cooler of beer walking home on Mother's Day. And our last event, most recently, was your bachelor party. That was one crazy time, but Ben and I have had some pretty crazy times together. I will say, if you're ever going to ride, if you're ever going on a road trip with this kid, it never fails that we are on Ben time.
That's a whole time period. Whole different time zone.
Ben is very good at convincing everyone that everything will be just fine. We may leave a few hours later or the next day. It always works out. But in the end, Ben always thinks ahead. He always sees that everything will just be all right. On top of that, if we're at a house party, Ben knows when the right time is to leave. Very helpful. Every time you get a ride with Benjamin, or every time you see him, there are 3 things that he will never go anywhere without. That is a case of water, a case of Busch Light, fresh, in a cooler, perfectly packed on ice, and extra koozies. Always has extra koozies. You never know. You will never go dry when you are having a good time with Ben. I grew up with 2 wonderful sisters, but I never had a brother. Even though Ben and I are not blood related, I consider Ben my brother. I can talk to Ben about pretty much anything. Ben, I want to thank you for everything you've done for me, what you've got me through, and what we have gone through together. I want to thank you for the good man you are. You have earned every single penny that you have worked for. You are a hard worker. You are a very smart man. I'm so happy that you have found a wonderful woman, Kirsten. I can remember when you first started dating Kirsten, I knew right away that you guys were right for each other. Congratulations.